Hey guys, so it's part 2. I decided to do it because I can. So, where was I? Ah yes. My diagnosed BPD. I'm diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, BPD. BPD affects emotional regulation, attachment, fear of abandonment, and the intensity with which a person can experience relationships and rejection. In my case, that is what. It made me more vulnerable to intermittent. I don't know what it means, but whatever. Oh shit. Fine. But it made me more vulnerable, intimate, reinforcement, self-blame, and staying emotionally attached even when I was being harmed. It's easy to villainize people with BPD and never think that they could be a victim and easily manipulate due to the need for reassurance and the state of consistent worry. I am not including this to excuse anything I or he did, or to suggest that my diagnosis is caused what happened. I'm including that it because people often weaponize mental health diagnosis to discredit victims, especially when those victims stay attached, minimize harms or struggle to leave. My diagnosed PD helped me explain why this looks insane and not normal. Why was it easier to keep me hooked through the pain? It does not make the events of this document any less of what it was. It does not erase screenshot timeline, physical evidence, or what he or others said and did to me. The parents before RDC. Documented evidence. What follows is a timestamp recording of messages leading up to RDC. Screenshots are in chronological order. Names of non-explicit third parties have been redacted. So, SCPs. Some of these will look minor on its own. A message about me, a comment about physical contact, agreed to taken one at a time. Each one could be explained away. That's how the panel works. They look like nothing until you step back and see the full picture. I put this together carefully and on purpose. It all connects. Please read it in full before deciding what it means. A bunch of jibber jabber. It's in small text. By the way, for those wondering, small text will actually be skipped because I can. So yeah, July 29th, 2025. Attempt to exit the dynamic. I sent a my message referencing having been called a burden and experiencing suicidal ideation in prior months. This shows I had already tried to leave. With no acknowledgement of the prior distance and cut off, we reconnect the same day. We reconnected by me and then blocked me on his development server. This is what yada yada. Boss invited me himself into my community server immediately after excluding me. He asked if I would be at RDC. The following image is from my departure. There's this image, but we're skipping. Yep. Actually, this is very important. Unfortunately, I can't read it. Bummer. Yay, but here's so that's the re-engagement thing. Here's a much easier one to read. Alright, so tomorrow midnight at 12 a.m. was the timing of when my last album was released. July 29th, 2025, 12 a.m. was the timing of the final album release. My goodbye message to Zeal, August 11, we connected back. August 11, 1653 to 1701, which is 501 to 453. Reconnection. I sent a photo of painted nails and find to my server. August 7, 8:23 p.m. Zeal invites me to his dev server, then retracts that. This is welcome, so you can't join, sorry. Whilst inviting himself to my community server. August 11th, 8:23 p.m. Talk to fellow staff. This is welcome and want to keep it professional. Zeal explains why I'm not allowed in the developer server anymore. I question the exile. Ah, shit! August 8:45 to 8:52 p.m. I immediately after excluding me from server. He says, "Will you be at RDC?" I confirm I have my visa and back. August 12th, 2025. Gating access to my own relationship. I asked whether I can apologize to Zerum. He gained access to one with one word. Not good. Yes. August 12th, 3:38 to 3:39 p.m. I asked permission to apologize to a friend after taking time away from the team and was denied. August 24th, 2025. Coordinating proximity at RDC. He asked which day I'll arrive at RDC. When I answered, he responded enthusiastically that we arrived at the same time. Then Chez Hotel. This coordinate was deliberate. August 12th, 2:46 to 3:36 p.m. He asked, when will you get to RDC? Which day? Which day? On learning, we arrived at the same time as me. Then Chez's Hotel. Marriott. Uh-oh. Something like that? Probably not. God, I have deja vu. The language of physical contact at RDC is introduced here. It was not my language first, it was his. Over the following days, it appears dozens of times in increasing explicit forms. I can't read that. By the way, fun fact, a lot of text is botched and crushed, compressed beyond comprehension. Well, comprehension, but still. But some of them are very much readable. August 24th, 24th, 3:36 to 3:41 p.m. Zeal Expose Hotel, Marriott. I was at the Westin. I showed over my friend's camera equipment for RDC and talked about my other friends and our meetup plans. Hi, Keith. Hello. I'm going to put you at RDC. What? August 25th, 5:55 to 5:56 p.m. Zeal, I'm going to push you at RDC. I already read that, didn't I? Yep, August 25th, 2025, selective engagement. I shared my music and vulnerability about my creative work. Your response with 2 words. Notice the contrast? Yeah. Extended messages about plans to my body at RDC and a 2-word response to my creative self-disclosure. What? Hold on, let me read it. I share my music, not good enough yet, lacking. Deal, okay. Okay, good luck. No further engagement. RDC plans discuss Deal 6:11 p.m. Yep. I'm gonna meet you and pick you up and throw you around. Second statement of planned physical contact in one day. Funny enough, a lot of these are misspelled. I'm genuinely going to jump off the base plate. 6:11 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on August 25th. I I I like being picked up and thrown around. I am in fact a creature. Note this verbal statement in a playful online chat context was used as an implicit justification. It's not consent to be grabbed without agreeing in public. The explicit statement of physical contact nor conversation. August 26th to 28th. The soft content patterns. Still sending soft content, primarily rabbit bunny, video calling, and memes with captions like, can we do this? Me to run, you're so funny, I'm pushing you, you're getting squished and carried. This document across multiple days. The same soft content was sent to other women in circles, see notes below. Between 1:58 a.m. and 2:52 a.m. on August 5th, in a single overnight conversation, Steele makes his multiple statements about planning physical handling of my body. Simultaneously, the conversation I'll play along one, which is the point. Physical domination framing was embedded in the register like a relationship. I'm starting to skip a bunch of other ones because I'm starting to get bored, and it is taking too long, and I want to get this video done by like the video by this day. I want to be clear. Laughing in a DM is not consent to what he did to my body, physical contact at a real world event. Enthusiasm expressed hypothetically does not authorize action on a body in person without asking, without warning. Friendly euphemism enthusiasm is the direct messaging is not consent. Just that, like that. August 30th in the afternoon of 2025 last year. Gift access sit on top of me. I was in the mall shopping for gifts to bring to my friends before my flight. I offered to buy Zeal a gift as well. He deflects but redirects Cat by naming someone else Cat, who likes the same things I offered. Completely ignoring the fact that the connection between the two, I and Cat, were severed a long time ago. Later that afternoon, the bunny proxy pairing culminates in yeah, you can stay on top of me, followed by an explicitly stating my height. So you're 5'1", so same as Fern. Alright, so here it is. August 30th, 2025. Height, weight, and the explicit RDC fund. Theo collects my height and weight directly, and I answered. He confirms he can carry me, then he says explicitly, and right, that's gonna be me. I already see, pick you up, toss you around, and kick you a little. Here I decided he had it so my physical message with the announced friend. He did not ask. This is the moment his weeks of work paid off. Weeks of physical framing has echoed back when what he wanted to hear in our text messages, which he liked to use to cover to act on my body in order to see without asking. I like being carried around in a Discord chat at 6:41 p.m. It's not consent given to someone you've never met in person. Enthusiasm is a hypothetical and it's not consent in person. What happened at RDC? Beginning on the soft, flirty content of women see other women. The animal videos find memes and want to do this, framing use me are not unique. He sends the same content, the same videos, the same framing to multiple women he works with. So it's Diddy! Oh, that was horrible timing. I feel bad. If you are a woman in a circle and you recognize this pattern, it's not a special connection, it's a method. This warmth is manufactured. Please be careful and start the noticing the pattern. September 1st to 2nd. The arrival and the final messages before they met. I'm not gonna read them out. It's just a bunch of images with text, and most of them are very unreadable. But there's some pretty notable ones. I did skip a lot. I had a shower real quick. Want me after? Yeah, wait, I'm at Best Buy right now. Can you get cat bag or wherever you want to meet up? Drum. Will you drop off snacks and head to Marriott lobby soon? Western, not Hilton. It's dumb. Okay, it didn't notify. What happened at RDC? September 2025. The first thing he did when he met me, not even a hello, he approached me and lifted me into the air from my waist and put me on the sidewalk in front of his hotel building. There was no greeting, there was no question. He acted my point before he acknowledged me as a person. September 2nd, 2025. The suit incident. I just spent the day out with mutual friends. The group turns to the suit booked by a friend to hang out. I am sitting on the couch, Jill places his pillow in his own lap, positioned my head on that pillow and begins playing with my hair. As the group prepared to leave for the night, I said goodbye to my friends and asked for hugs. When I asked Jill instead of a normal hug, I crashed backwards onto my couch, pulling me on top of him. Pulling me on top of him, he buried his face in my neck and breathed me in. This lasted for I felt like several minutes. My friend and Cyborg were two people with us in our room. My friend felt very awkward. Cyborg saying, "Ha, gay!" Treating the scene as comedy rather than recognizing or intervening in what is happening. My friend in the room is visibly uncomfortable and awkwardly witnessing the prolonged physical contact. Zeal then whispers in my ear, "Tell me." Tell me when you want to let go. I respond. Okay, I'll let go. He dropped me off the couch directly in front of his crotch area. I immediately crawled backwards to create distance. Still didn't sound like he says, well, good night, everyone. I gotta go. And leaves the suit with no urgency. I did not notice that at the time, but later, during my healing and recollection of the event, some exit after that prolonged physical contact is consistent with him having been physically aroused and needing to leave before it became apparent to others. Not as I was saying goodbye, Zuckerberg says, not like Zeal, not like Zeal. And even in the moment that what he had just happened with Zeal, with Zeal was different from a normal hug. I went to my room, gave my friend a hug, and went to my room. After I returned to my room, Zeal began messaging me. At 10:07 p.m. PDT, he sends hi at 10:36 p.m. GN Reen, when you are very cute and fun, he said tomorrow. Please have time. Yep. Then seasons are close to the next 12 minutes. I still processing the evening dope around the trust. You gave the best hugs ever. You take you. Good night. Sent the selfie of yep, that's beauty. Yep, more interesting, important stuff. If you want to repeat physical contact, then it's clear that this isn't because it's awkward, but to remove witnesses. His solution is to do it again with fewer people around. He was trying to isolate me with him, and I assumed he was seeking comfort in me the next day. Oh, it's Combine Soldier. Was that? Wait, no, never mind. Uh-oh! Big content! Co theme jigs alert. So, here it is. Steele does not come, despite repeatedly asking when I would be back and calling me. He did not drive out to meet, and ended up feeling bad for him and cut our shopping trip short to go back and pick him up so he could tag along. September 1st, 2025 in the afternoon. The lobby, the store, and the hand. Menacing. Friend A. Friend A and I headed back towards the hotels, but friend A needs to pick up friend B, from another hotel. The three of them, me, friend A, and Zeal, walk to friend B's hotel. Once there, friend B takes friend A back to his room and show him a little bit, saying that they will be back in a bit. Zeal and I left her in the hotel lobby. There are not many other people around. Still sits in silence for a while and then says, so, have you found a new job after you quit? How's that new piggy game going for you? For ya? Probably talking about Pig 64 if I'm being totally honest. Piggy's one of my Roblox franchise. I've been asked to work for something under that franchise for years prior under Team I2R. See, I was previously joked that I was cheating on him with another game. Now he asked me about my employment status after I quit working for him. He knows this is painful conversation with me. I started crying, telling him I never wanted to just they terrified me. He was scary, but maybe it was all in my head. That I generally did not want to work under him because the working relationship had made my friendship feel toxic. I tell him I started to feel he was abusive. I could not get all of it out in words. I start crying. He opens his head on stuff and tells me it's okay. He begins pushing me slowly. This is tag time. In less than 25 hours, that Dale's positioned my head on his lap, play with my hair. The first was in the suit. Sex served as a casual hangout moment. The time that follows an emotional breakdown driven by asking about the job he knows traumatized me. Destabilizing me and then proving physical comfort. By oh my god! Reading it. Each time it deepened me the sense of intimacy and dependency I had for him. Friend A and Friend B return. Friend A seems I've been crying and immediately pulls napkins from his backpack and gives me water. He packed water for me specifically to make sure I stay hydrated. This is kind of care that does not require positioning someone's head in your lap. I can recognize. Oh, that was a. I just said it wrong. Oh, it's Springtrap. Friend Day wants to build Friend B computers, so all four of us go to Micro Center. Once inside, Friend A and Friend B grab the cart and disappear deep into the store. Zeal and I are left together alone. While walking around, there is not much conversation. I started looking at gaming laptops for my little sister, which I had planned to buy as a gift. Dale tries briefly to seem knowledgeable about these, and then admits he doesn't really know about much. After failing to explain stuff to me about them, I tell him I don't need his help because I already know about these. You know about at display screens. One I'm playing a Kingdom Hearts animation, the fight between Wayfinder Trio, Xena, and Phantom. I started jumping with excitement and tells you how I watched that animation so many times, but still makes me so excited every time I see it. Steel stands there and watches the entire thing with me. I then stopped and I started thinking Steel genuinely cared about the things I cared for him. Which he never did. I felt deeply comfortable. I felt a deep comfort around him. Eventually, Steel says he is bored and wants to leave. We walk outside it and stand in the parking lot. He shows me a plushie of one of his game creatures, the abomination toy that they are reselling. I tell him it's cute and ask him to send me one when it comes out. He says, I don't know, I'll think about it. Then Teal says out loud, outside is boring, and we should go back inside the farm. We walk back into the store. Teal intertwines his fingers with mine, locks his hands with mine, starts skipping. I start skipping with him. Two people holding hands, swaying their arms, skipping through an electronic store like idiots. Ha! This comes after I watched one of my favorite games things like As I cried to him, phoned me after a nice day out with friends, after he watched something with me that I loved, everything felt warm and stuff, then yeah, this is actually starting to be very bloody boring, because I have a mild problem. Damn it! Can my phone stop doing that? What was after he watched something with me that I loved, eventually everything felt warm, everything felt safe, everything felt like it was sweet and a kind person who cared about me, maybe even trying to showing me he loves me. The emotional vulnerability was triggered by a question he knew would hurt me and make me cry. That conflict was followed built by physical intimacy. That the shared moments built trust with me, the hand holding sealed it. By the end of this afternoon, my guard was completely down. I was not thinking about the couch grab from the night before. I was not thinking about maybe with less people because it was awkward. I was thinking about how safe I felt with Zeal. September 1st, 2025. I reached out Zeal to flex. After the shopping trip, the group split up. Zeal says he to go back to his hotel room to work. He has been working on a Roblox event to take over on his laptop since arriving in America. Everyone goes their separate ways. There are plans to meet up again later that night for dinner. Friend A, Zeal, and Cyborg, the same gamer who was present during the two incidents the night before and the commented, haha, gay. Back in my hotel, hold on, there we go. Just have to fix something. Back in my hotel, I think about the breakdown I had in the lobby earlier that day. I wanted to continue conversation to actually talk about the pain I felt. Things I could not fully say while crying on his lap. I reached out to Zeal. So important. Very unimportant stuff that I can't really think about because I can. I'd opened the door to a real conversation about everything I'd been carrying. Zeal responded with what stuff and like what. I was asking him to sit with him in person and talk to. He offered to call instead of being there. I withdrew. The funny photos came back. There was only language. That was the only language situation without to be taken. The assault. Okay. Now, remember what I said in the first part of the story, that one, well, that's what I'm gonna talk about. So be warned. I feel bad. The dinner never happened. My emotional state collapsed. A clump of wet mud. My psychiatrist had been adjusting my medication to regulate my mood. And combined with everything I had been carrying out in the onset of pain from later that day, the feelings I could not get out, the years of hurt, I broke down completely. I am alone, crying uncontrollably in an emotional crisis on the new medication. I've just given him my room number. He asked us I said yes, but I trusted him. I wanted comfort. I wanted a conversation. We could not finish earlier. What happened at room 405? 2 hours and 9 minutes of silence between those two messages. This is when the sexual assault happened. What happened in room 405? Oh, god damn it. What is it? Germany? Oh, wait. I forgot this is. I'm in 1914. Okay. Well, here it is. Explicit content warning. The following involves a detailed account of the sexual assault that occurred to me in my hotel room. Please read it with caution, as it may be triggering or disturbing to some. Joke's on you. I already am disturbed. Well, okay, that was kind of rude. Trigger warning. This section contains detailed accounts of not limited to sexual assault and non-consensual sexual contact, sexual coercion and emotional manipulation, physical pain and bodily harm, and medical and physical distress, gagging, choking, trauma response, freezing, fawning, and dissociation. Followed up by a bunch of stars. 6 pointed or 5? I think it's 6. I know the numbers. Theo arrives at my room. His hair was wet. He had showered before coming. I not think any of it at the time. I assumed he had just been working out like he usually does, and I need to clean up. And I say, hey, it's okay, it's okay. He grabbed me immediately and lifted me up. I was crying. He placed me onto the bed. He held me, put his face in my neck. I cried. I screamed. And everything on my face, all the pain. Everything I had to say in the lobby. Everything I tried to bring up over the text and been deflected from. He held me for all that. During this, the upshifting opposition, he moved our bodies in a way that I did not fully register at the time because I was too consumed by the emotional release to process what was physically happening. It was only over a month later that I recognized what those position changes were, and that. Oh, he wrapped us both inside a blanket. Greer, I found this company because as I cried, help me still, feel safe. Jesus Christ, agonizing. Please get your act together. This was. This was my favorite. I screamed until in tears. You're so safe until my voice gave out. As I was coming down, I asked about the others. Cyborg must have been waiting for us. He was supposed to have dinner. He still told me to not worry about it. He texted Cyborg, quit ditching. He chose to stay alone with me in my hotel room. At approximately an hour after. I need to calm down. Anyway, drink break. Fuck milk banging. Oh, damn it, phone. Okay. After approximately an hour of crying and venting and screaming, I was spent, exhausted, and I felt limp. That is when it changed. Theo lifted my arms and pinned them above my head, gently. He put his lips on my chin and began breathing heavily. He became feral. Without warning, he forced his tongue into my mouth. I don't understand what was happening. My body felt strange. I was confused before I could process. He put his hand inside my shirt and began touching my. Let's not get ahead of myself, Bucket. This is for teenagers. If you, this is 14. So, yeah. Um, yes. So Zeal started touching her breast. He kept kissing me. He started undressing me. He flipped me out. Damn it, phone! Took me out. He took off my bra. He touched my breast with both hands. He took off his own shirt off. Frankly, being scarred and scared, and he's at that time specific moment. I need to open a window. Jesus Christ. I know this is off topic, but Jesus is hot. I remember Clay being scared and confused about that specific thing in his bad chest, but there was no time to think. Everything was happening too fast. He pulled his pants on. He began fingering me aggressively. It hurt. I told him, it hurts. It hurts. He stopped for a second. Then he managed to put his fingers down my throat. I coughed and felt like I was gonna vomit. Then he began fingering me again. It was the same finger that he had just forced down my throat. It still hurts. I tried to endure it. I could not. I told him, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. He stopped. He lied down and said, well, I'm tired. Guess we're not into each other. Fucking bastard. Ah, no, no, no. Fuck. Jesus. When I expressed that he did not check on me. He did not ask if I was okay. He made me feel bad about his rejection. He framed my physical distress as a lack of desire for him, which forced me to choose between enduring what was happening or losing him. This is coercion. Someone has to play that one Roblox game. I panicked. I began comforting him. I told him I liked him so much that I always liked him, that it was just me. I was a little broken sometimes. But it don't always work. I told him I was trying. I was trying. Devil? The devil, right? He got up. He stood in front of my bed. He took off his pants and boxers. I was exposing him. I put my hand up. No, I put them back on. I terrified. Until rejected me verse. No, I'm sorry, you took it off, I saw it, it's okay. Oh my god, this is just genuinely reverse and backwards. It's the equinox, okay? You reverse, backwards, yeah, whatever. I'm just trying to mess with shit. Sorry for that. Then he took off the again, he laid it in front of me and said something to the effect of, well, this is my penis. Jesus Christ, that is actually horrid. You can't say that, dude! No, I was naked in bed. I said I did not hurt what I was supposed to do. I want to touch it? What if it hurts you? He reached out and it was fine. I did. He did not like it. He told me to try it with my mouth. I listened to it. I was trying as hard as I could to appeal to him, not ban me, so he would not tell me we did not work. So he would not say we were not in love. I said it hurts. He stopped for 1 second, then put his finger in my throat. I screamed no, and he doesn't help. He tried to tell my pain and rejection. He used my fear of abandonment, made me fight. Every time he resisted, he made me feel like the problem. The rest is a blur. I remember that he ejected it from on my stomach. I felt nothing, no release or satisfaction, only a constant fear that he did not like me back, and that I had to perform on him and keep reassuring him because he was a misunderstood autistic man. Then he referenced multiple times during the encounter as an explanation for his behavior. Okay, that's just evil and kind of fucked up. After he ejaculated, he paused and realized what he had done. Shivering and shaking, he grabbed napkins and started to wipe it off, but it was drying on my skin. He ran to the bathroom, wet a towel, and started wiping it off me. He liked how I was going, so he grabbed me and put me under the shower. He began washing me with soap in his hands, scrubbing until he was satisfied that nothing was left. His hand was shaking the entire time. I was terrified, not of what just happened to me, but how scared I was. I stood under the water. I told him, "Feel it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. Zeal, please listen to me. It's okay. I love you. I love you, Zeal. Please listen to me. It's okay, Zeal. Really." He did not listen. Eventually, while putting his clothes back on, he appeared to calm down. Every time he looked at me from the bathroom door, he still sang awkwardly under the running water. Completely confused about what I was supposed to do next, he covered his eyes, used to look at me. He left me under the running shower. He went into the room and finished getting undressed. When he almost said, he said, well, I can't wait for the Google Doc in 5 years. I screamed after him to listen to me, begging him to come back. He did not come back. I noticed that he was visibly aroused again. He inside his shorts. He ran out my room. That was it. He came back to my room because I was crying in My phone tries to see help me for an hour, and I was invented. He waited until I completely exhausted and limped out. Then he told me when I was expressed pain. He made me feel guilty when I said no. He made take it off when he was over. When it was over, he shrugged and said, "Not me," for himself. He washed the evidence off my body. He left the joke. He made a joke about me coming forward, and he left. The immediate aftermath. This one, Hong Lu? Oh wait, this is Kurt. He just killed himself. The following screenshot contained a statement I made that was not true. I'm disclosing this myself voluntarily because the truth matters, no more like one looking perfect for a document. And so he doesn't use this against me, twisting the narrative and saying he won't. Fawning. I know I never fantasized about Zeal. No, once that was a lie. Oh god, I'm tired. After this, I'm probably gonna charge my phone and then still read it because starting to die. Jesus. What fine looks like. If in the following pages you're gonna see me being kind to the person who just told me, you'll see me comforting and apology, making him fine as a trauma response. Like fire freeze. Except instead of rain or shining down, you start people pleasing. You begin and wherever the threat wants you to be, so it does not get worse and more painful. I had been doing it for months without knowing it. Every time he went cold and I scrambled to bring him back, I was being conditioned into it. By some word, it was automatic. So autoeroticism? I don't know, man. It's just trying to become messed up. I'm messed up. Everyone's messed up. And I had to go through a war, mind you, in Whiz Bang. That probably will come sooner or later. If you read the text, then next section think, but she seems fine. This is exactly what fine looks like from the outside. Fine, normal, willing. This is an invisible response because people like consent. Because it looks like consent, but it's not. I made it up to after the assault to reassure him because for the past hour and a half, every time my buddy did not respond the way he wanted, he pushed me for, well, I'm tired. Guess we're not just each other. Yep. Well, I'm tired. The sentence rewrote my survival instincts in real time. By the time he left my room, I was so deep in defiant response that I was still performing for him over text alone. And after he left, I finished showering. After he left, then I finished showering. I made a lot of stuff up to explain why my body did not cooperate during the assault like he wanted it to. Try not to make him feel bad about himself or feel like a failure or worry too much that he's hurt me. I'll tell him it's not that I don't want you, it's just timing. My body works for you when I'm alone. I promise. Please don't leave. If what happened in that room was something I wanted, I would not have need to fabricate proof of my own desire after the fact. People do not intervene in fantasies and retroactively justify sex they enjoy. They do not do it or terrified, and if they're terrified or the other person is related, withdrawal will punish them or not being the way they want it to be, the way he wants me to be. Don't worry. Be alone again. Don't worry. I'll tell. If this was consensual, why would he need to promise secrecy? Why would the first instinct be sure him about that nobody will find out? I am protecting him. Second after he assaulted me, I left me on a running wall. He made a joke about me coming forward after I protected him. Lol. Then the then the voice message to my voice second. You're so fucking funny, man. I was trying so hard to show him everything that was okay, so I wasn't dead to him. I'm laughing the way you were laughing. When you are in shock and the only thing your brain knows how to pretend everything's fine because the alternative's falling apart. And I already fell apart once tonight, and it got me sexually assaulted. The very first thing that he said in the moment he walked out the door, leaving me standing under the running water alone. Well, that just happened. 4 words. Yep, well, that just happened. that's how I know you filed away, filled away it. You cracked the joke, you reduced everything that had just occurred into a punchline. You minimized everything before I had even the time to process what happened to me. I'm choosing to include this screenshot and show you that I liked him because hiding it would be dishonest and this would be built full of truth and evidence. No, the message below is fabricating fault. The message that followed across the rest that night, and it's just messages. Skip and skip. Exaggerating for the bit, I'm retroactively reframing my own pain as a joke to make him laugh. As something I was doing for comedic effort rather than something I was painful. It said it did hurt. Yeah, I'm telling you I was joking. So I am not joking. I'm alone in my room and the physical evidence of what happened is still showing on my body and after apologizing for noticing. I'm sorry, I'm just oh my god. I'm sorry. I've been apologizing 3 times in 4 lines of the fact that I'm just trying to lose insanity. I said goodnight, then alone 13 minutes later, I sent 4 lines to reassure him everything oriented towards his emotional state. I hope you're okay. Don't feel bad. Trust me, it's okay. I am still after. He has gone to sleep, making sure he does not feel like the person who hurt me. I am apologizing for not doing anything and lying limp on the bed in bed during my own assault. I am coaching him through his shame. I am sending reassurance to the silence he chooses not to break for hours. When he finally responds in it's 2 words, it's okay, he's not checking on me. He is closing the loop of his own discomfort and nothing else. When I tell him, oh, I wish he was there, I'm going to take it back. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm trying throughout this entire encounter to respect anything that might make him uncomfortable, even if he did need it. Jesus fuck it. Can I not scroll 6 times fast in a night? Alright, that wraps up part 2 because I'm gonna continue on with the next bit. So see ya again.